Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about full commitment, we aren't simply talking about trying or dipping our toes into something new. No, full commitment is about stepping into the unknown, the unseen with absolute trust. You see, when you fully commit to a new path, you initiate a process of profound transformation. When we talk about full commitment, we're not just speaking about a casual decision or a half-hearted attempt to achieve something. Full commitment, in the deepest sense, is about reprogramming the mind. The mind, as you know, is an incredibly powerful tool. It shapes our perceptions, dictates our reactions, and forms the beliefs that influence our entire experience of reality. However, the mind can also be a trap because it often holds on to old patterns, memories, and beliefs that keep us stuck in our past. When we make a full commitment to something, we are essentially telling our mind that it's time to change, time to let go of those past imprints and rewire itself for the future we desire. The process begins with awareness. In order to reprogram the mind, we first have to become conscious of the programs we're already running. Many of these are automatic habits, thought patterns, emotional reactions that have been repeated so often that they've become hardwired into our brains. Without commitment, these patterns continue to run on autopilot, reinforcing the same outcomes in our lives. Full commitment disrupts this cycle. It forces us to bring attention to these subconscious programs and question their validity. Are they serving us? Are they aligned with who we want to become? If not, we can begin the process of dismantling them. Reprogramming the mind requires consistent, focused effort. The brain, with its neuroplasticity, is capable of forming new connections and pathways based on our repeated thoughts and actions. When we commit fully to a new goal, whether it's personal growth, health, or any other pursuit, we are essentially training our brain to prioritize this new direction. The more we focus on it, the more the brain begins to hardwire these new circuits, making it easier over time to embody the change we're seeking. It's like learning any new skill. At first, it feels awkward and unfamiliar, but with practice and persistence, it becomes second nature. Full commitment also means engaging both the conscious and subconscious mind in harmony. While the conscious mind sets the intention, it's the subconscious mind that ultimately runs the show. Most of our decisions, behaviors, and emotions are governed by the subconscious, which is why it's crucial to ensure that our subconscious programming aligns with our conscious desires. This is why mere willpower or discipline often isn't enough unless the underlying beliefs and patterns are addressed. We'll keep falling back into the same old habits. Full commitment is about breaking free from the limitations of the old self. We often don't realize how deeply our identity is shaped by past experiences, memories, and the narratives we've been telling ourselves for years. These stories form the foundation of who we think we are, and as a result, they shape our reality. When we commit fully to something new, we're not just making a decision to change on a surface level, we're making a decision to let go of the person we used to be and embrace a new version of ourselves. This process can be uncomfortable because the old self is familiar. It's the version of us that has been shaped by years of habitual thinking, reactions, and behaviors. Even if that old self is no longer serving us, it still feels safe because it's what we know. But true commitment requires us to step into the unknown, to move beyond the boundaries of the familiar and open ourselves up to new possibilities. This means we have to shed the limiting beliefs and patterns that have kept us in a certain place for so long. The old self is often driven by fear, doubt, and need for control. It thrives on maintaining the status quo, even if that status quo is not aligned with our highest potential. When we commit fully, we are choosing to break away from that outdated identity and step into a future where new possibilities exist. This transformation is not merely an intellectual exercise, it's a deeply emotional and energetic process. The old self holds on to emotions like fear, guilt, shame, or unworthiness. These emotions keep us tethered to the past and reinforce the limiting beliefs we've held onto for so long. To commit fully, we have to confront these emotions head on, allowing ourselves to feel and release them. As we do this, we create space for new emotions such as empowerment, joy, and a sense of limitless potential to take their place. The act of breaking free from the old self is also a process of stepping into the unknown. The future is uncertain, And the ego, the old self, doesn't like uncertainty. It wants to hold on to what it knows, even if what it knows isn't serving our highest good. But full commitment is about having the courage to let go of control and trust the process of transformation. It's about recognizing that the discomfort of stepping into the unknown is a necessary part of the growth process. When we commit fully, we are not just choosing a new path, we are choosing to become a new person. Energy flows where focus goes. This simple principle has profound implications when we consider the power of full commitment. Everything in the universe is made of energy, and our thoughts, emotions, and intentions are no exception. When we direct our focus towards something with complete commitment, we are in effect channeling energy toward that goal or outcome. The more we focus on something, the more energy we give it, and the more we bring it into our reality. Our focus becomes the lens through which the energy of the universe flows. If we scatter our focus, our energy becomes diluted and unfocused. But when we commit fully, we are concentrating that energy into a single pointed intention, amplifying its power. This is why full commitment is so transformative. It's not just about the physical actions we take, it's about where we direct our inner resources, our mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. When our focus is divided, we create friction and resistance. One part of us wants to move forward, while another part is distracted by fear, doubt, or competing desires. This creates an energetic tug of war, and the results we achieve are limited. But when we fully commit, we are aligning all of our energy toward a singular objective. This alignment creates a powerful flow of energy that moves us toward our goals with much greater speed and clarity. In this process, our thoughts become a form of energy in motion. The mind has an incredible capacity to influence the energy around us. And when we focus on a specific outcome, we are constantly sending out signals to the universe that reinforce that vision. These signals are not just abstract ideas, they are real, measurable vibrations that affect the energy field around us. The more we focus on something with intention, the more we begin to attract the people, opportunities, and resources that resonate with that same energy. This is often referred to as the law of attraction, but it's much deeper than just positive thinking. It's about maintaining a steady, unwavering focus that directs the flow of energy in a purposeful way. Full commitment also transforms the way we perceive obstacles. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, we begin to see them as opportunities to refine our focus even further. When we encounter resistance, it's often a sign that our energy is not yet fully aligned with our desired outcome. This is where commitment becomes essential. By staying focused and refusing to be swayed by temporary difficulties, we continue to channel energy toward the outcome we want to create. In this sense, full commitment is not just a decision we make once, it's a continuous process of directing our energy and focus toward our highest vision, moment by moment, day by day. Aligning thought, emotion, and action is the essence of full commitment. These three elements, thought, emotion, and action, are like the gears of a powerful machine that, when synchronized, propel us toward the manifestation of our intentions. Thought is the blueprint, the initial creative spark that forms the idea of what we desire. But thought alone is not enough. It must be fueled by emotion. Emotion gives our thoughts energy. It amplifies the signal we send out into the world. When we feel deeply about something, whether it's excitement, passion, or a sense of purpose, we infuse our thoughts with a magnetic quality that attracts corresponding experiences and opportunities. However, even thought and emotion together cannot create change unless they are followed by action. Action is what bridges the gap between the internal and external worlds. It is through action that we begin to bring our thoughts and emotions into physical reality. But not just any action, aligned action. Aligned action means that the steps we take are consistent with the thoughts we think and the emotions we feel. When our actions contradict our thoughts or emotions, we create internal conflict. This misalignment can cause frustration, self-doubt, or a feeling of being stuck because we are sending mixed signals both to ourselves and to the universe. When thought, emotion, and action are in harmony, we enter a state of flow. In this state, everything seems to fall into place. We feel energized, focused, and clear. The actions we take feel natural and effortless because they are fully aligned with our internal state. The universe responds to this alignment by opening doors and clearing the path before us. Opportunities that were once hidden become visible, and synchronicities start to appear with increasing frequency. This is the power of full commitment. When we align all aspects of our being, we become a magnet for the outcomes we desire. Misalignment, on the other hand, is often what holds us back from fully committing. We may think one thing but feel another, or take actions that are half-hearted or hesitant. This creates resistance because the energy we are putting out is inconsistent. The universe responds to this inconsistency by giving us scattered results, reinforcing the lack of clarity we are projecting. True commitment requires us to get clear on what we want, to feel the emotions associated with that desire, and then to take action that is fully aligned with both. This alignment process also requires self-awareness. We must be willing to look at where we are out of sync, where our actions are not supporting our thoughts, or where our emotions are dampening the power of our intentions. It's not always easy to see this misalignment in ourselves, but when we commit fully to a goal, it becomes essential to bring everything into harmony. By aligning thought, emotion, and action, we tap into the true power of commitment, allowing us to move toward our goals with certainty, purpose, and grace. The power of intention is where the journey toward full commitment begins. Intention is not just a casual wish or a fleeting desire, it's a deep, purposeful focus on what we want to create or experience. It's the seed from which all action, emotion, and thought grow. When we set a clear and powerful intention, we create a destination in our mind, and that destination becomes a magnetic force that pulls us toward it. The mind and body begin to organize themselves around this intention, and everything we do starts to align with it. Intention is the compass that guides us, even when the path ahead isn't clear. Setting an intention means being specific about what we want to create. Vague intentions lead to vague results, but when we are clear and focused, we send a precise signal to the universe. This signal is a form of energy, and it begins to attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match the vibration of that intention. The clearer the intention, the stronger the signal. This is why intention must be set with certainty, not doubt. Doubt weakens the signal, while clarity strengthens it. Intention is also powerful because it connects us to the future version of ourselves. When we set a strong intention, we are not just hoping for a certain outcome, we are aligning ourselves with the energy of that outcome. We begin to think, feel, and act as if we are already living in the reality we desire. This is one of the most transformative aspects of intention. It shifts our consciousness from being rooted in the past, where old habits and patterns dominate, to being anchored in the future, where new possibilities exist. The moment we set a clear intention, we start to move out of the limitations of the past and step into the potential of the future. But setting an intention is only the beginning. To fully tap into its power, we must also believe in it with unwavering faith. The strength of an intention is determined not only by how clearly we define it, but by how deeply we believe it can manifest. If we set an intention but don't believe it's possible, we create a split in our energy. And that split weakens our ability to attract what we desire. Full commitment requires us to trust the power of our intention completely, even when there is no immediate evidence that it's working. Intention is also about focus. Once we set an intention, we must continually bring our attention back to it. The mind is easily distracted, and without consistent focus, our intention loses its momentum. But by regularly reminding ourselves of our intention and taking actions that are aligned with it, we keep the energy moving in the direction of our desired outcome. It's a dynamic process that requires both mental clarity and emotional investment. When intention is set with clarity, belief, and focus, it becomes a powerful force that not only guides us but reshapes our reality from the inside out. Detaching from the outcome is one of the most important yet often misunderstood aspects of full commitment. When we fully commit to something, we naturally want to see it come to fruition. We have a vision, and we take action with the expectation that it will lead to the result we desire. However, true commitment involves not just working toward a goal, but also releasing the need to control how and when that goal manifests. This process of detachment does not mean indifference or lack of passion, rather. It is about trusting the journey and allowing the universe to align circumstances in the most beneficial way. When we become overly attached to a specific outcome, we can actually create resistance because that attachment often stems from fear, doubt, or a lack of trust. Attachment to the outcome can limit our vision. We become fixated on one specific result, often defined by our past experiences or limited perspective, and in doing so, we may overlook other possibilities that are even more aligned with our true desires. The universe operates with a complexity and intelligence far greater than our conscious mind can comprehend. By detaching from the outcome, we allow ourselves to remain open to the unexpected. We stay flexible, adaptable, and receptive to opportunities that we may not have foreseen. In this way, detachment expands the range of potential outcomes, some of which may be far better than what we originally envisioned. Detaching from the outcome also means trusting the process. It requires faith that the actions we are taking, combined with our intention, are enough to set the wheels of creation in motion. When we trust the process, we no longer feel the need to micromanage every detail or obsess over when and how the result will show up. Instead, we focus on the present moment, on doing our best with what we have right now. This present moment focus keeps us in the flow of action, rather than being pulled into anxiety or impatience about the future. Ironically, detaching from the outcome often accelerates the manifestation of what we desire. This is because detachment creates a space for things to unfold naturally, without the interference of our fears or expectations. When we let go of the need to control, we free up our energy, allowing it to flow more smoothly toward the intended result. On the other hand, attachment creates tension, which blocks the very flow of energy that is needed for manifestation. It's as if we are trying to force the process rather than allowing it to unfold in its own perfect timing. Detachment also fosters resilience. When we are too attached to a specific outcome, any deviation from that expected result can lead to disappointment, frustration, or even a sense of failure. But when we detach from the outcome, we are more resilient in the face of setbacks. We understand that each challenge is part of the larger process, not a final verdict on our success. This mindset allows us to stay committed and persistent, even when things don't immediately go as planned. In this way, detachment doesn't weaken our commitment, it strengthens it, because it frees us from the emotional ups and downs that come with rigid expectations. Transforming potential into reality is the ultimate aim of full commitment. Each of us holds an infinite amount of potential, a vast reservoir of untapped capabilities and possibilities. However, potential on its own is inert. It exists as a possibility, not a certainty. To transform that potential into something tangible, we need more than just ideas or dreams. We need focused energy, intention, and action. Full commitment is the process by which we bring that latent potential to life, turning it into something real, something that can be experienced in the physical world. It's about bridging the gap between what could be and what is. The first step in transforming potential into reality is recognizing that our potential is not limited by our past experiences or current circumstances. Too often, we believe that our possibilities are defined by what we've already done or by the environment we find ourselves in. But full commitment requires us to break free from those limitations. We must be willing to see beyond the present moment and tap into the field of infinite potential that exists within us. This is where intention comes into play. When we set a clear intention, we are essentially directing our focus toward that untapped potential and beginning to mold it into a desired outcome. However, intention alone is not enough. To transform potential into reality, we must take consistent and deliberate action. Action is what moves us from the realm of possibility into the realm of creation. Without action, potential remains a concept, an idea that never comes to fruition. But when we commit fully and take aligned action, we begin to give shape and form to that potential. Every step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to actualizing our vision. It's the cumulative effect of these actions that eventually turns potential into a realized outcome. Another key element in this transformation is belief. Our beliefs act as the foundation upon which we build our reality. If we don't believe in our own potential, no amount of intention or action will bring it to life. Full commitment requires us to cultivate a deep sense of belief in our abilities and the possibility of achieving what we desire. This belief acts as a fuel that drives us forward, even when the path is difficult or unclear. It helps us stay resilient in the face of challenges and maintain our focus on the bigger picture. In the process of transforming potential into reality, we must also be willing to evolve. As we commit to our vision, we ourselves are transformed. We grow into the version of ourselves that is capable of achieving what we've set out to do. This is why full commitment is not just about external outcomes, it's also about internal growth. As we bring our potential into reality, we become more aligned with our true nature, more in tune with the creative force that lies within us. This transformation is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Each time we commit to something fully, we unlock a new level of potential within ourselves, continually expanding our capacity to create, grow, and evolve.